Welcome, everyone, to Tilt Talent and Lending Tech. We have the lovely Jodi on the call today, and she is the current president and CEO of the Mortgage Collaborative. And I'm very excited to talk to her today. She's got a lot of great information for us, and we've got a great conference coming up too, which we'll talk a little bit about today's show. Um, just to cover Jodi real quick, going back past COO of Cross Country. You were there 5 years. You were at Nationwide, Nationwide, correct me,
Mortgage bankers.
bankers, also president of that. And now you've done a great job in coming into the TMC. And I've been a big fan of the Mortgage Collaborative forever. I mean, such a great organization, so many great people, from everything from the organization itself to the lenders to the tech fund. I'd love to maybe hear your opinion and your thoughts on what is the evolving vision for TMC and all the hard work you've been putting in. Maybe you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's only been 6 short months since I have been at the helm at the Mortgage Collaborative. And, you know, the Mortgage Collaborative has been near and dear to my heart for a very long time, too. At Cross Country Mortgage, we joined as members in 2017. And it was awesome to be able to take a company that I have been so passionate about over the years and involved in and be able to provide my leadership to them. But it was amazing to start with. So I wouldn't say that we're changing a lot. I would say that we're going to, evolve in some of the areas so that we can continue to drive additional value to our lender members and to our preferred partners. One of the biggest initiatives that we'll work on in 2026 will be Benchmark. So Benchmark has been around for some time, and we want to give it a facelift and provide additional value through that benchmarking tool to our lender members so that they can see how they rank amongst their peers, and also being able to take that outside of the membership to grow additional value to the industry. So I think that that's the biggest initiative, and the rest is just, keeping the team together. We're very small. There's only 11.
Mm.
There are only 11 of us, and keeping the team together and continuing to drive the culture of the Mortgage Collaborative to provide influence and impact on the mortgage industry is really what we're looking to do. When it comes to the tech fund, going to be some interesting changes evolving there as well. Not all that I am ready to share, but we see Tech Day at the TMC Conference as the most innovative room in mortgage. It is concise, action-packed, where we bring not only startup companies, but also bring in existing companies that are looking to raise capital, who have new product acquisitions or new products that they're bringing to the table, so that we can stay in front of that innovation. And we do that not just to try to help those startups or those companies get funding or to be involved in the mortgage industry. We really do it to allow our lender members to understand what is out there and what is possible. So we try to bring in tech companies to compete and showcase what they have in front of our lender members so that they can see what's possible and what the new and upcoming technology is, so that they hopefully can use that as a solution within their organization.
Mm. Yeah, and even despite a small team, you guys have a huge impact on the industry. I mean, we've had the GSEs there before. We've had all kinds of different groups come in to get that feedback channel, and that's what's been so impressive about TMC is they really have a great feedback loop with the lenders, the people doing the actual work,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then great collaborative discussion around tech and vetting out, does this work in the industry? Is this worth investing in? Is this worth, going this path? Or
Mhm.
should you pivot?
Yeah.
Um, and so I love it. I'm a huge fan, and you're doing a great job executing it. I've just truly enjoyed watching you come in and conquer this. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for
I appreciate that.
um, you're seeing also, you've implemented a lot of technology at lenders for them. You've I know you've done some consulting sometimes for them in the past. What are some gaps that
Mhm.
lenders, banks, credit unions still face as challenges in the industry? And some of the just case study tech example you might be seeing out there. What are some gaps out there that you see?
Yeah, one of the areas that I really think that there's opportunity to focus on, we we often solution for point of sale, everything in front of application. We solution for everything from application to funding, but we haven't seen a significant amount of technology post funding, and specifically related to purchase advice reconciliation, automating the pull of post closing conditions back into the LOS to create task based workflow to solve for those. And, I think that that's probably one of the largest gaps that exists today. There are companies who are working on that and they know that it is a problem, but it doesn't feel like that space is as saturated as the upfront, the life cycle from the lead, top of funnel lead to application or application to funding. It doesn't seem like there's been that much focus on that. Also, you know, is it's adoption and the willingness to change. Many lenders have been talking about they need to be ready for the next refi boom. And I fear that people haven't taken the steps and done what they needed to. And the second interest rates drop and we get what people are assuming will be a boomlet, I think they're gonna see some cracks in their foundation because they haven't worked on implementing the technology that's out
Mhm.
there. I get asked a lot of times, which is crazy, like, people are still indexing loans, the loan data. So they're taking documents and still they have a person physically separating them and dropping them into the bucket. They still are manually typing data off of it. One of the things that trained is great at is not just like, listen, there's a whole nother world beyond that. You don't need to you shouldn't be physically placing documents in your
Right.
e-folder. That should be automated. You should be getting as much data as possible. There's technology out there to get all of that data dropped into the system. Then what? I mean, they're still just thinking, how do I get the data in the system? They're not thinking, how can that data be underwritten?
Mm.
How can, trained will do a comparison of the data to the LOS and be like, hey, there's something's up, like something isn't matching up. So I think that people need to think bigger and they need to zoom out as opposed to just being laser focused on dot classification and data extraction. Think automated, um, automating your underwriting, automating fraud detection, and all of the things that come with that. So I do think that lenders also need to zoom out to
Mhm.
be able to realize the bigger picture and what is available to them.
Yeah, that's great. Well, first of all, thanks for highlighting that. Just to add a supportive comment to what you said, banks, lenders, credit unions, they want control of their data, and the first step is to get it under control and also reduce stare and compare inefficiency as to how you get it.
Yeah.
And that's really where, certainly we can help. And, thank you for calling that out. I really appreciate that. Um, One final question we always ask on the show. This wouldn't be called talent and lending tech till, if we didn't ask this, but the whole point is to really highlight an industry expert such as yourself with your talents, and you have many creative talents. So we'll show a fun one, in the show, but also we'll talk a little about your passion, and then the real question behind that is, and I'll let you explain it, but um, how have you used your creative talents to be successful in your career? You've had many successful tranches throughout your career, and give us an example of how you've used that in your career to date.
So I'll talk about unknown fact about creativity. So most people, I was an athlete, so people wouldn't expect. I mean, I know you can tell by my height, I was the center on my college basketball team. I wasn't, but
I'm short too, so
but I was a college athlete, so people don't expect I actually was in the marching band. And I played the trombone. The band was much larger than the football team, which is it's unheard of in this day and age, but we were led by Dino Capello, and everyone thought that that was the coolest thing in high school was if you were part of the marching band.
Some
So
are very competitive.
yeah. So I was going to go with we did we did the formations, like
Yeah.
everything. We competed for marching band. There are marching band competitions. It's
Mm.
nuts, but I was going to go to the equestrian route, but I can stay with the band route about learning things. So my freshman year, you practice with the high school marching band when you're in junior high, but it's very like not a lot. You you aren't with them very much. You're not a cool kid until you're in the high school marching band. So I'm a freshman in high school, and we go out on the road. So imagine putting your kids on a county road to march, to practice for a parade that is coming up. So on a county road, you can imagine the school's on one side of the road, cow pastures, hay fields on the other side of the road. And we're marching down the road. And one of the songs that we played at the parades that everybody loved was Hang On Sloopy.
Mm.
And we had an amazing percussion section, and I was in the second row of the marching band, a line of trombones, and I have upperclassmen on the outsides of me, and I'm on the middle. Well, when you played Hang On Sloopy, you started to sway. So you would march and you would sway back and forth, and everyone knows trombone is long. And I started my sway the wrong direction. So I went this way with the trombone out like this. The upperclassman came this way, hit me, knocked me down, and the whole percussion section is just like they're kicking out like as they pass me. Um, you wanna talk about a moment of humility.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so I think that, and it's the same with riding horses, you fall off, you have to get back on, and I think that that has kind of been my life, whether it's, in sports, if it was in a marching band, it's like, oh, some kids could have crumbled. I really wanted to die. But I tell you what, I only swung that way, the wrong way, one time and learned my lesson, got up, brushed off my ego, and ran back up in line and kept right on practicing on that county road in Nowhere, Ohio.
Yep, persistence is key, tenacity, and you've displayed a lot of that in your career. I mean, look, every leader has gone through a downfall,
Mhm.
and something that was impactful to me, just relating to your story, is you failure only happens if you let it happen.
Yeah,
If you dwell on that failure and you continue
yeah,
on that, obviously you have to make pivots and changes, but
mm,
if you let it defeat you, then you fail, and
yeah,
that's why failures occur. And
yeah,
so those that have made it, they don't allow failure. It's really what
yeah,
it is. And you're
yeah,
always getting back up, and just like you did with the trombone or off the horse, so, or on the
yeah.
horse.
Yeah, I just believe if you haven't, like, fallen down the ladder and bumped your chin on every
Yeah.
rung, then you aren't trying hard enough.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, cheers to getting back up always and continuing the fight. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jody. It's really wonderful to have you. And looking forward to TMC. When is it again? TMC?
September the 14th through the 16th.
Yep.
Very
And
close.
Tech Fun is on that Sunday, and then
Yeah.
the Trade Org Conference is throughout that. Great group of people. It's not too late to get in if anybody wants to, join us. It's a great time. So, anyways, we'll have some pictures and highlights of Jody from some of her talents, and thank you again for sharing that with the audience. And so wonderful to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate your friendship and our partnership.
Likewise, thank you.